Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out in Wandsworth Town with Luke Campbell. Of course, you train just across the road with Shane McGuigan's. A pretty convenient for you, it's fair to say, although I imagine training for Vasiliy Lomachenko's tapered off now, has it?
Yeah, it's tapering off now. This is basically the last hard week really, and then it's done. All the hard work's done and it's just rest up and get ready to fight.
What happens on the final week? Because obviously you're not training as much, you're just kind of doing the finishing touches. So are you doing everything you can to keep your mind off the fight, or are you visualising and stuff like that? What's your approach?
I guess there's a little bit of everything that goes in there. A bit of visualise it, a bit of switching off, bit of everything.
What sort of things will you do to switch off? Because obviously this is a home from home, you're not back home in Hull with your family, but you're down here in London. So what sort of stuff would you get up to?
It's not really about the activities, what I'm doing to keep my mind switched off. It's just, keep your mind on focused really and relaxed. I think that's the main thing, is just to stay relaxed through it all.
How do you approach the whole fight week events, like the press conferences, the workouts, the weigh-ins and that kind of thing? Is it just a job you've got to do, or do you thrive on it? Do you look forward to it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's exciting, but listen, this is all part of the journey, and being involved in big fights like this, and this is what it's all about. This is what I do. This is what I do day in, day out. It's what I live for, to be the best I can be in boxing and to put great fights on for everybody. So this is what it's all about.
And you haven't seen him, of course, since the launch press conference. Will you be sizing him up when you guys come face to face again, kind of see how much he's weighing and that kind of thing? Because obviously you expect to be the bigger man on the night.
I mean, it's irrelevant really. We're both going to make 135 and then get in the ring and fight. So it's irrelevant. I don't really need to size him up or anything like that, because it just don't need to be done. But yeah, no, like I say, I'm relaxed. I'm excited.
You obviously believe you've got the tools to beat Lomachenko, or he has been beaten before. It's not like it's impossible. Are there any other lightweights out there on the planet that you feel could beat him, aside from yourself?
Don't really know, to be honest with you. I honestly don't take much notice on what other guys that are out there, unless they're in my sight, who I'm going to be fighting or potentially fighting. Other than that, I really don't take much notice in who's out there. But I guess that's not my concern at the minute. My concern is who's in front of me and me winning.
Back in the amateurs, you guys were obviously at different weights, won gold medals at different weights. But were you kind of aware of him and his kind of rise through the amateur ranks back then?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I was aware of him, been aware of him for a long time now. Know how good he is. And like I say, I've been aware of him for a long time.
Did you ever anticipate him as a future rival?
Not as an amateur, but when he turned professional and I was professional, I thought maybe one day we could meet, and here we are.
What do you think are going to be the key advantages in this fight that are going to see you to victory? We know you're both very skillful operators. Shane mentioned the size advantage is one thing, power as well, hitting harder than ever, Shane says. Are they kind of the key things you're looking at, or is it more the fact you can outbox him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of everything really. This is, in my opinion, this is the two best lightweights in the world that are fighting off, and that makes an exciting fight. So, there's a bit of everything, what you just said there, will come into play.
Would you say right now you're in the kind of prime physically and boxing skill-wise as well of your career?
Yeah, I would say so, and I feel like I'm definitely coming into my prime now. And, I'm going from strength to strength in my boxing career, so I'm in a great place.
What would you say are the key attributes that Shane's brought out of you that perhaps you weren't showing to their full potential before you joined him?
Everything really, just using my attributes, getting more power out my shots, my footwork, all my boxing in general, I think has come on a lot. Just everything, all round.
You've done some sparring for this, obviously, with Josh Taylor, another southpaw. Bigger than Lomachenko, very, very skillful, unbeaten, of course, as well. Is there a sense that if you can handle everything Taylor throws at you, at least from a physical perspective, you'll be able to easily handle what Loma throws at you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going in the ring just relying on that, because this is boxing. We ain't got no head guards on. We've got small gloves on, and things are different when you're in the ring under the lights than it is in sparring. But it's perfect preparation.
You're genuine guy, nice guy, family man. Shane talked up there about the Salido fight and how he mauled Lomachenko and he got rough with him. Obviously not your natural style at all. If you thought it was required to rough him up a bit, at least in the early stages, would you be able to do that? Could you switch that light on if you like?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm not. Obviously, we're a million miles apart from my style to his style, but it's a fight. So what will be will be.
Do you think he's the biggest challenge for you out there, out of every kind of fighter in the world that you could face, or in and around your weight class?
Yeah, most definitely. He's the biggest challenge for me that I could face.
So if it all goes your way and you get this biggest victory of your career, you're in the pound for pound top 3, maybe even number 1, where do you then find your motivation from going forward if he's the best guy out there?
It's just about creating a legacy for me, what I want to leave behind and what I want to build and create. One thing being a world champion, but then the second thing is to leave a legacy, and that's what I'd be working on.
Would that be kind of dominating one weight class, or have you got the frame, do you feel, to go up?
I've definitely got the frame to go up if I want to go up, definitely. I've got the frame to go up to a welterweight if I want, but we'll take one thing at a time, and we'll conquer one thing.
There was also questions upstairs about the fact that Shane sadly lost a close family member during the training camp. You've obviously experienced that 2 weeks before the Linares fight when your father tragically passed away. Do you think that's brought you guys closer together?
I think we're quite close as it is, but I guess in certain areas we can relate for what we've gone through in pain wise, and but Shane's been so professional in what he's done and how he's managed to do it as well. So he's been there. He's been going through a tough time with his family. God bless them all. And he's been a professional. He's been in the gym and doing what he needs to do. And I think it's good for him as well for his mind point of view. But he's a real professional, and he's a true credit to himself.
What will be the key difference in your performance against Lomachenko compared to the Linares fight, where you were so close to getting the victory?
I just think I think you'll see my best ever performance going into this fight, and I'm excited for you all to see it.
Do you think the stoppage will come, or are you happy just to get the win either way?
I'm happy to get the win either way. If stoppage comes, fantastic. If it doesn't, I'm going in there to get the win, whatever way means possible.
You've always said your dad predicted that you'd win all the belts, and this is what, 3 of them? 3 of the 4? Yeah. So you'd have one more to get, but we can say he was pretty much right. How much would that mean, thinking of him and what he predicted for you? Is it also a victory for him?
Oh, most definitely. I know he'll be up there somewhere and shouting his head off, cheering and whatever else. So, yeah, definitely a victory for us both.
Brilliant. All right, well, we wish you the very best of luck, and we'll obviously be glued to the telly or at ringside next week.
Well, thank you.
Cheers, mate.